Okay class, so this video I will give you, or I will show you example. I mean this is step 3. We are in step 3 already. Step 3 is Fourier series solution. Okay class, this is step 3, but I will explain step 3 through the example. Okay, like I mentioned just now, in the previous video I mentioned that step 2 and step 3 is quite similar, but for step 2 we just leave it our answer for each cases in A1, B1, A2, B2, A3 and B3. But for Fourier series or step 3 Fourier series, we need to find all the values. Okay, so when you get the question like this, okay, this is the example of where you need to solve it step 3, and where's and this is the example, blah blah blah, but without any other information, right? They have no boundary condition, they have no initial condition. So for this type of question, you just do it up till step 2. Okay, so okay, actually macam ni, kalau you dapat soalan, yes, we still need to show step 1. Step 1 is purpose, it's a compulsory to show, you need to show it. Okay, but then for step 2, okay, so or step 2 or step 3, okay, step 2 you just apply when you get this type of question lah. Macam ni, bila dapat soalan macam ni, yes, you akan buat step 2. But then if you get this type of question, you from step 1 tadi, from the step 1 terus buat step 3. Okay, no need to show step 2. Okay, no need to show step 2. So now I will give you the example and I will explain to you how the step 3 will be, the process of step 3. Okay, so this is the question. So the class, so the question here is determine the time dependent solution. So it's just a sentence lah. You want to make it like application. Okay, so this is your equation. Okay, and yeah, I know that you will feel that why it look like complicated. Actually, this is also equal to this. Okay, it's equal. Okay, this is the equation that we have done just now in the previous video. Okay, it's just put that x, t inside there. Itu je, tak ada apa pun. Because we know that the solution, okay, is given by this, right, xy. So now we use t. So uxt is equal to x tt. Okay, so you just want to make it you more clear lah what you want to find out. Okay, so actually it's nothing. So this is the equation that you need to solve it. Du dt. Okay, we use t. We're not using y. We use t now. Equal to 4d square u dx square. And then they have a bc. Bc is stand for boundary condition, and IC is stand for initial condition. So they have two BCs, okay, du0 t0 and du1 t0, and this is your IC. So what does it mean? Okay, before I proceed, I explain to you first. So it means that at 0, okay, because xt, right, xt, so that means here 0 here is represent x. So means that you need to substitute when you get your x there. Nanti kan bila kita buat nanti ada x, nanti I will show you lah. But what does it mean? You will replace as x tu tadi dengan kosong. Then the equation will equate to 0. So for this one pula, for this one, yes, your x is 1. You need to replace your x in 1. But it's different, right? Between this one is u. This one is du dx. So means that when you get the equation u, okay, this is equation u, okay, you need to differentiate first. You need to differentiate once with respect to x. Then baru you boleh masukkan value x1 tadi balik. Okay, so the process is different lah compared to this one. This one is just simply substitute the 0 into your x equation. But for this one, you need to differentiate first your x equation. Then baru you boleh masukkan x equal to 1. And for IC here is at 0. So at 0, so means that 0 here is for t. Okay, this one is x. Okay, this one is x. Yang ni tadi x yang kosong. But now is t is 0. Then the equation you equal to x. Okay. Alright. So first step, you need to start with the first step. You need to show that this equation is separable. Of course lah, it's separable because you need to solve by using the because dia dah bagi semua ni, of course lah dia kena solve by using separation of variable, right? So it's mean this equation must be separable, and you already show it just now in the previous video pun. Saya dah tunjukkan tadi. But it's okay, I just write it again here. So du dt equal to 4d square u dx square. So you just replace with x t prime. Okay, we are using t, we're not using y. We're using t now. So therefore x double prime t, and then divide by xt, divide by xt. Okay, divide by st. Okay, we are using t. Okay, class. Not, jangan pula divide by xy. Okay, we follow what the question given to you. So if t, so we're using t. Okay, kalau y, you guna y lah. So this cancel, so t prime over t cancel to 4 double prime x. And as I mentioned just now in the previous video, so this 4, we put it here. Okay, because of x ni dah complex. Because x here compared to t, x is double prime. T is only 1 prime, I mean just a prime. So your x equation will be more complex. Whereas what mean by complex here, actually they have 2m. So the equation will be more complex lah compared to t, because t just only have 1m letter. So then we can say that this is separable. Okay, right, so step 1 done. So now we go to step 3. Okay, step 3 terus. Okay, step 3, Fourier series solution. So class, so basically at the early stage ataupun step awal ni akan basically sama macam step number 2. Okay, which is you still need to do it case 1, case 2 and case 3. So case 1 we know that x is a positive and k is equal to lambda square. So we start with x double prime, so still the same, we start with x double prime first. So x double prime equal to lambda square, therefore x double prime minus x lambda square equal to 0, m square minus lambda square equal to 0, m square equal to lambda square, m equal to plus minus lambda. And your x equation is equal to c1e lambda x plus c2e negative lambda x. Okay? Okay, now if step number 2, we need to do it for t equation, right? After you do it for x, so you need to do it for t equation. But class, because now I show you in step 3, is it? So step 3, we hold it first. Jangan buat lagi t ni. Okay, hold it first. What we need to do next is we need to substitute the value that we have here, the BC here, okay, boundary condition, into the equation. So the first BC, okay, the first BC is u0t equal to 0. Okay, so the first BC is u0t equal to 0. So that's mean your x is equal to 0, is it? Your x equal to 0. So your x equal to 0, so that's mean you substitute x 0 into this equation. Okay, so at 0. Okay, substitute at 0. So therefore we have c1e 0 plus c2e 0, and this will equal to c1 plus c2. And this equation is equal to 0. Okay, this equation is equal to 0. Okay, okay, you substitute at 0 into this equation, and then after you substitute, this equation is equal to 0. So you have the equation which is c1 plus c2 equal to 0. Okay, then hold it. Okay, biarkan macam tu. Now we do it for second BC. Second BC is du1t over dx, and this equation equal to 0. So class, what we need to do now is you need to differentiate first this one. You need to differentiate your x equation first with respect to x lah. So x prime. Okay, differentiate first. So we have here lambda c1e lambda x minus lambda c2e negative lambda x. Okay, this is the equation that after you differentiate with respect to x. So now we will substitute x1. Okay, we use this one is x1, okay class, x1. So you will substitute 1 into x. Okay, so you already substitute x1 here, and this equation also equal to 0. Okay, alright. So you have two equations. So I just write down here. This is the one equation. This is the first equation. This is the second equation. So our objective, class, our objective is to find the value of C1 and C2. Okay, we want to find C1 and C2, class. So by it's up to you. You want to use a simultaneous equation or substitution. It's up to you. As long as you can find out the value of C1 and C2. So for me, okay, I will show you if I'm using substitution. So from the equation number 1, from the equation 1, we know that C1 will be equal to negative C2 lah. Okay, from equation 1, we can get C1 equal to negative C2. Then I will substitute. Okay, I let this is as equation 3. So I will substitute equation 3 into equation 2. Okay, I will substitute equation 3 here, which is C1 now is already equal to negative C2 into equation 2. So equation 2 now will be C1. C1 is no longer C1 lah, okay, because I already replace C1 with negative C2. Okay. Alright. So we have C2 here, both C2 because we already replaced C1 with C2. So I factorize C2. Okay, I factorize C2. So you left with inside here negative lambda E lambda minus lambda E negative lambda. Okay, class, this one cannot solve it. Yang ni memang tak boleh solve sebab E lambda and E negative lambda is different. Okay, you jangan pula tolak yang ni dengan ni kosong, tak boleh. It can be because this one is totally different because this is E lambda, E power of lambda, and this is E power negative lambda. So make sure you understand well about the logarithm punya law, law of logarithm. So how to get your C2 now? So we have C2 here. To get C2, so overall this one, semua ni, all of it, you bring to this side. Okay, just bring to this side. So does it mean? It mean that 0 over this one. Okay, mungkin tak cukup place. Okay, saya tulis sini C2. Okay, just now you have negative E lambda minus lambda E negative lambda equal to 0. So we want to have C2. Macam, for example, macam you ada 5m equal to 0. How to get your m? You bring this 5 to this side, is it? M equal to 0 over 5. So that's why you get m0. Okay, so it's similar, the same thing lah. So we bring all this to this side. So therefore 0 over all of this, okay, is equal to 0. Therefore your C2 is equal to 0. Okay, this is C2 equal to 0. So when you get C2 equal to 0, automatically when you substitute back into this equation 3, you will get your C1 also equal to 0. Therefore, after you get both 0, you need to substitute back, class. You need to substitute back, class, into this equation, into X equation just now. Okay, you need to substitute back here. So we know that it will be equal to 0. It already equal to 0 because C1 0, C2 0, so they have nothing lah. So your X equation is equal to 0. Therefore, automatically you don't need to solve for T equation. Tak perlu. Okay, no need to solve T equation. Kenapa? What I said don't need to solve? Because, okay, if you still remember, class, in step number 2, saya refer balik step number 2. In step number 2, we find X, we find Y. After that, we need to substitute or combine with this. Because for each cases, this is the final answer. UXY equal to XY. So your X times Y. So class, your X equation is now already 0. Nothing. Even though if you calculate T here, if you calculate T and T, they have a numbers or they have a function, for example. But then in the end, you need to, okay, T, you need to multiply X equation with T equation, is it? So your X is already 0. 0 times anything is still equal to 0. So they have don't waste your time to find T because your X equation is already 0. Okay, so at last what we can say is we omit this case. or meet this case. Okay, so maksudnya kita abaikan case ni. Maksudnya jawapan kita ataupun solution yang kita nak tak ada dalam case number 1. There no such an answer or solution that exists in case number 1. So what we need to do is we need to do case number 2. Okay, we need to proceed with case number 2. And class, I will stop this video here because I will cut because I don't want to make it my video too lengthy. Okay, I tak nak buat video panjang sangat, so I will cut. So this video in this video I just show you for case number 1. Okay, and then the next video I will proceed with case 2 and case 3. Okay.